Yo, what is up guys? It's me exactly back bringing some more daily NBA news. That game last night was absolutely insane. One of the craziest that I have ever seen. And we're gonna talk about that in a bit because I'm still here trying to process everything that went down. Anyways, you guys are the real MVPs. Thank you for coming back once again. And if you're new here, if this is your first time, then welcome. You are also greatly appreciated, but make sure that you smack that sub button and hit the bell as well so you can stay up to date with everything that goes on in the NBA on a daily basis. But now let's take a look at everything that is going on in the NBA. But first, a quick word about this video sponsor, athleticcases.com. Basketball, baseball, football, or soccer, no matter what the sport, you guys can now rock your favorite player on the back of your phone. Use the promo code ZachLee for 10% off. Links are in the description box below. First up in the news, we have some exciting information about NBA draft prospect Trae Young, as we got reports yesterday saying that he is now much bigger and much stronger than he was just a couple of months ago or even a few weeks ago at the NBA draft combine. Trae Young now weighs 183 pounds, up from 170 when he started working out with trainer Trae Young 2 months ago, and 177 pounds at the combine. He was also able to bench 185 pounds 15 times. When he started training, he was at 6. The man really out here working. And if I'm an NBA team with the top pick in the draft, maybe not the top pick or like a top 3 pick, but you know, one of those higher up picks in the lottery, and I see a guy like this who you can clearly tell is putting in the work, is striving to become better, to become stronger, that's really enticing. That's a guy that I want on my team. And I guess that is also what the New York Knicks want, as they just invited Trae Young back for a private workout. Now, he had already worked out with the Knicks before, but this time they just want a one-on-one workout with Trae Young. So Trae Young to New York. Don't be surprised if it happens. Next up in the news, one of the things that went down in yesterday's Cavs vs Warriors game was this.
Durant to Livingston. Livingston will pull up the jump shot. That won't go. And a late whistle and a foul on Tristan Thompson, who's just been thrown out of the game. Now Green and Tristan Thompson going at it with 2.6 remaining.
Tristan Thompson gets ejected for an attempted elbow on Sean Livingston. Draymond Green then taunts him. Tristan Thompson puts the ball in his face. The two of them have to be separated. It is what it is. And Tristan Thompson, after the game, defended himself for what he did to Sean Livingston, as he said this: "I contested a shot that shouldn't have been taken. I mean, it's like an unspoken rule in the NBA. If you're up by 10 or 11 points with about 20 seconds left, you don't take that shot." So that's his defense. And whatever you want to think about it, if you're buying it, that's completely up to you, but you can't deny that emotions were running extremely high in that game. These two teams clearly don't like each other, and the Cavs were already on edge from things that have happened earlier in that game. Once again, we will talk about that in just a little bit. But Clippers guard Patrick Beverley just wasn't buying this whatsoever. He wasn't gonna let Tristan Thompson get all that easy, as after the altercation, he tweeted out this: "Now everyone in the league knows that Tristan Thompson is not tough. When did he become Mayweather?" The fact that he actually tagged Tristan Thompson in this post. Quite often when players do take shots at other players, something like that, they take subtle shots where they don't actually mention the other player. So to see Patrick Beverley actually at Tristan Thompson, whether or not you like what he said, kind of have to respect the fact that he actually added Tristan Thompson. For our next piece of news, we have another little update on the Bryan Colangelo situation with the Philadelphia 76ers, as it seems that the end is near. We got report after report yesterday saying that the Sixers are expected to fire Bryan Colangelo and that it's really only a matter of time. And NBA Commissioner Adam Silver also commented on the situation yesterday, saying this: "The notion here was, let's find out what's going on. You have to separate sort of the chatter and sort of what either the fans or frankly the media are saying from fact. And the first thing we have to do is determine what the actual facts are in this circumstance." Later saying, "From the league standpoint, here we are, game 1 of the finals. It's not necessarily something we want to be talking about, but it's the reality of this league." Bryan Colangelo is done. He's fried his days of a GM in the NBA or any other thing. He might not be able to get a job at managing McDonald's. I don't know what the future holds for Bryan Colangelo. D'Angelo at this point. No one's gonna want to play for an organization where you have to worry about a GM, one of the higher up executives, him or either his wife, tweeting out about you using their 5 burner account. This is just terrible publicity and he has to go. Next up in the news, the juicy stuff, the really good stuff, and so much happened in this that I literally have to break it down into sections. I want to start off by saying this. Just think about it for a second. Before the game yesterday, none of us were expecting it to even be close. No one was expecting the Cavs to win in the first place, and this series was supposed to be an absolute snooze fest. But as it turns out, yesterday's game was a lot better than anyone could have predicted. We all thought this wasn't going to be worth watching, and yet, to be honest, this might have been the most entertaining game of the playoffs so far, and it was by far much more entertaining than any game we saw in the finals last year. But while it was entertaining, all this entertainment didn't come without its fair share of drama, controversy, and part of that controversy was J.R. Smith. And by now, you all know exactly what this man did. Dribbled out the clock in a tie game thinking that the Cavs had the lead, robbing them of a chance to win it in regulation. And after that, the entire NBA world was just going in on J.R. Smith. Fans, media, even some players were going in on J.R. Smith. Dirk Nowitzki, did he think they were up 1? Joel Embiid, JR is on that Henny. Brandon Jennings, nah, are you serious? Kenneth Reed, yo, really JR, come on bro. Evan Fournier, LMAO, I thought we were up 2. Other players are even going in on you, JR. What are you doing? Anyway, so there was all of that, all right? But where it gets really bad is in his post-game interview. On top of doing whatever it was that he was doing during the game, he came out and just blatantly lied in his post-game interview. As he said, he knew what he was doing. He knew the game was tied. He just didn't shoot it because, well, just take a look at what he said.
JR, can you take us through that sequence with 4 seconds left in the game?
Well, George shot the free throw. I got the rebound. We were tie ball game. We had a timeout, and I was trying to get enough space because I obviously can't just standing right there. Trying to get enough space to bring it out to get it, maybe get a shot off, and then I see him. I looked over at Bron. He looked like he was trying to call timeout, so I just stopped, and then the game was over.
You knew you were tied. You didn't think you were leading.
No, I seen it. I knew we were tied. It's just I thought we was gonna call timeout because I got the rebound.
So, like I said, he claims that he knew the score, which is really interesting because, according to Tyronn Lue, J.R. Smith told him that he thought they were up 1.
Ty, obviously a lot to get to there. First, what did you say, or what did JR say to you in the locker room about the play at the end of regulation?
He thought it was over.
Thought it was over.
He thought we were up 1.
I don't want to laugh at this situation because I feel so bad for LeBron James. The man goes out there and drops 51 points, one of the greatest finals performances in NBA history, and he loses because his teammate couldn't keep track of the score. I can't imagine how upset LeBron James must have been and probably still is. And during his post-game interview, he of course was already on edge, and one reporter in particular just pushed him clean over the edge after he kept asking him the same question about J.R. Smith. Take a look.
From listening to everybody's reaction to the play at the end with JR getting the rebound, there's still confusion about whether JR thought the game was tied or whether he thought you guys were ahead. From where you stood on the court and from talking to him after the play, what's your reaction to it? What's your version?
What do you mean, what's my version?
Well, did he think that the game was tied, or did he think that you guys had it salted away?
How do I know that?
Or did you discuss it at all with him at the end of the play?
No. They asked me if I talked to JR about it. I said no already. I knew it was a tie game. We was down 1. George Hill went up. He made the first one. We got the offensive rebound. You know, I thought we were all aware of what was going on. That's my view. So I don't know what JR was thinking. I don't know the question that you're trying to ask.
I was just trying to see if you knew exactly what his state of mind was. Did he think that you guys had it won, or did he think he was trying to make a play? Not sure.
What do you mean I'm not sure? No, I don't know his state of mind.
Did you know if he knew the score?
Thank you.
And we are still awaiting news as to whether or not that reporter still has his job or not. But it doesn't even end there, as Stephen Curry and Draymond Green were both asked for their opinions on the J.R. Smith situation, and when they were told that J.R. said that he thought the score was tied, this was their response.
Well, the reason I ask you is because he was in there saying that I knew it was tied, and I was... So I'm just wondering, knowing it was tied, how would you now observe what you saw in that situation?
I don't know.
I guess that further goes along with my theory. I thought he was looking for LeBron. I would have looked for LeBron too.
And Draymond Green took it even a step further as he went on to lecture J.R. Smith about the importance of knowing the score.
That's a part of the game, you know, being locked in, and I mean, you gotta know the score. That's just kind of basketball. Like, you gotta know if you're winning or losing or tied. So, you know, like I said, we'll take it, and you know, sometimes it's good to be a little lucky.
That's so petty, but at the same time, it's so true. Listen, never in my life have I seen something as ridiculous as whatever it was that J.R. Smith did last night. I don't think in my life I will ever see something like that again. Those last 3 or 4 seconds just define J.R. Smith's entire legacy as an NBA player. From now on, that's the only thing that he will ever be known for. And for our final story of the day, another bit of the controversy that came from last night's game was this foul call.
Ball, if I can. Durant on the drive, slices inside, offensive foul.
James is there, like as I said, very, very close play, especially in real time, but I do believe that James was there prior to the upward motion of the shot.
A call that was originally called a charge on Kevin Durant, but was later issued a blocking foul on LeBron James after official review. And this sent the NBA world up into flames too, because, you know, it just didn't seem right. Not that the foul wasn't debatable. I mean, that was one of those fouls where it could have either gone either way. But the thing that was so questionable about the officials overturning this call was the fact that they were only supposed to be able to review whether or not LeBron James was within the restricted area. That's the only part that's up for review in these circumstances. And Tyronn Lue was livid about this after the game, as he said that the refs cost the Cavs the game, and he was just extremely upset.
They called a charge, right? And LeBron was clearly 4 feet outside the restricted area. So it doesn't make sense to go review something that the review is if he's on the line or if he's close to the charge circle. That's the review. He wasn't close. So what are we reviewing? Either call a blocking foul or call the offensive foul. And, you know, for our team to come out and, you know, play their hearts out and compete the way we did, man. I mean, it's bad. And it's never been done before, where you know he's outside the restricted, and then you go there and overturn the call and say it's a block. It's never been done, ever, in the history of the game. And then tonight in the finals, on the biggest stage, when our team play well, play their ass off, man, it ain't right.
What JR did robbed the Cavs of a chance to win the game in regulation. What the officials did pretty much just robbed the Cavs of the game, point blank, period. And overall, I just want to say that I don't even like the whole 2-minute review thing, because it's putting too much emphasis on things that happen within the final 2 minutes and not giving enough emphasis to things that happen throughout the entire game. The game can get way out of control call-wise before the final 2 minutes. If the officials are missing calls all game long, then by the time the final 2 minutes come around, it doesn't even matter anymore because they done screwed it up back in the first quarter. So I would really like the NBA to adopt the NFL's challenge system, where each team gets 2 or 3 challenges per game. If they challenge a call that was made and get it right, the call gets overturned. However, if they challenge a call and get it wrong, they lose a timeout or the other team gives you a technical free throw. It will be so much better this way because they're putting way too much emphasis on foul calls that happen in the final 2 minutes as compared to the other 46. Anyways, that is going to lead us to the question of the day. How do you guys feel about game 1? Let me know down in the comment section below, but that is going to do it for today. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, be sure to smack that like button and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on more daily NBA news. Thank you once again for watching. I'll see all of you right back here tomorrow, but until then, keep getting the Bucks, Team Majesty, and I am out of here. Peace!